right, we're good to go. Good morning. Good morning. Today we're talking about pop-bys. Michelle, I'm glad you got on. I saw you on the call here. You do quite a bit of these, and if you could, I'll have you start it off for us. And are you currently thinking of any pop-by ideas that you're doing here in the near future? And if you don't mind sharing those with us.
No, not at all. We do quite a bit of pop-bys throughout the year. We try to do something every month. So at the beginning of the year, and part of our marketing plan includes, what are we going to do each month? Are we going to use a theme based on a holiday that month? And that's what we typically do. We base it around whether it's a holiday or, a time of year, summer, fall, spring. So usually summertime. Right now we're doing barbecue sauce. So we got Sam's Club. We buy it in bulk, and we find a tagline. So with the pop-bys, when we do those, depending on which month, we'll do anywhere from 10 to 30 a month, depending on what it is. This month I'm working on, like I said, a barbecue sauce, and it says it's a sawsome real estate market. So we try to get creative with it, and we get our ideas, and I'll have Sean elaborate a little bit more on that, on where the ideas come from for the pop-by tag. So we tag each one. We put my business card or Trent's business card on each one that we deliver. We have done March for St. Patrick's Day. We usually do lottery tickets. So we take those, we usually buy about 30 of those. And so we do lottery tickets. Mother's Day, I always do like some type of a potted flower. So we'll typically do about 15 of those. Price point we spend, depending on what the item is and how many, anywhere from $2.50 per pop-by item, sometimes up to $7. Just depends on what we're doing and how many. Thanksgiving, we do the reverse pop-by. So that's when we invite, almost 200 people into the office, and we give out a Thanksgiving pie. And that's usually our biggest hit of the year. We usually get about 100 to 120 people that'll come to that. But we have fun with it. We have a lot of fun with it. Not everybody's home when I stop by or Trent stops by, but we usually leave it on the doorstep. If they're not home, I'll take a picture of it. I'll send it to them via text and say, hey, I stopped by today to see you, drop off a little gift. Sorry I missed you, but here's just a little something for you and your family. We've done dog treats before on National Dog Day or something. We go buy dog treats, put those in little cellophane bags, and use a little tagline about paw prints. Sean, help me out here. What else do we do? Sean, tell me a little bit more about where you're getting these ideas for the pop-by tags and the lines.
I usually Google it, or we use the National Day calendar. The National Day calendar has all those weird little, National Pet Day, National Love Your Neighbor Day, National Blue Sky Day, I don't know, all sorts of weird things. And we pick one that we like. The ones that I like to do best are the ones that we can somehow tie into a local company. We did the National Dog Day, and we did, I can't remember the name of the little place, Michelle, maybe you do, over at the farmer's market that makes homemade dog biscuits. Sherry and Bill did this one too. And then one time we did, I think it was National Love Your Neighbor Day or Love Your Neighborhood Day or something. And so we got cookies made from Batch, which is also at the farmer's market, and made little cute tags for that. I use the National Day calendar an awful lot. And like I said, I really like to tie them into a local company when we can. Also use Pinterest. Pinterest, if you just go to Pinterest and type in real estate pop-by, you'll get thousands of ideas.
Sure. Now, if you are a Buffini referral maker member, they do have a database of different ideas, correct, on their.
They do, and they have actually pretty good ideas.
Okay.
I don't like their tags, so I usually just take their tagline and make our own.
Okay, gotcha. No, what are you using Canva to create these tags and printing them off in bulk and cutting them, and or how are you going about creating the tags?
Sometimes I do use Canva, but most often I use my Cricut. I have a, I don't know if you guys know what a Cricut machine is, but I have a die cutting machine, and I used to craft a lot, and I don't really craft anymore. So it's a little bit of my fun outlet.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cricuts are very cool. My dad actually has one that's collecting dust right now. He got it because he likes making stickers and for his motorcycles and stuff like that. But yeah, they're very versatile. These pop-by gifts, like you guys talked about, are a fun way that you guys can get creative, and they don't have to cost a whole heck of a lot of money. There's a lot of ideas that I've seen that are very cheap and easy to do. But even when we've done them as a team, me and my mom go out and, like you said, you text the people. Everyone's super appreciative and very responsive and get back to you. And it's a great way to stay in touch with your database. Michelle, how are you dividing your database, and how many times do you try to pop by one client a year? Is it a quarterly thing, twice a year? Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, usually twice a year. And my clients are categorized by A+, A, B, and C. So the A+ are the clients who've referred me to other folks at least 1 or 2 times. So those folks I usually will hit 3 or 4 times a year. And I always hit them at Christmas too. So we usually do some type of a Christmas gift, and we usually hit the A+ in December. The A's I usually hit, I want to say 3 times a year maybe, and the B's are usually 2 times a year. And it really depends too. You know, we'll usually figure it out the beginning of the month. They're in my car, so when I'm out driving around, if I'm showing houses, you know, I can figure out, oh yeah, I remember there's a client over here I haven't hit for a while. So I always have them in my car, and I'm out showing or out on a listing appointment. If it's within a couple blocks or a mile, then I'm going to hit them while I'm out too. But we always have a plan. We plan at the beginning of the year what we're doing every month, and that can change. I mean, if we figure out something else, we'll exchange it out that month, but we do try to stick to our marketing plan, and then buy them. Sean assembles them, you know, at home. She'll make the cute tags, everything, get them all ready. But I put them in my car, and they sit in my car for that month, and I try to get to them all, you know, that particular month. So,
sure.
Yeah, but we just have fun with it. We have creative, and people love it. They love the creative ideas and the taglines. And like I said, you're hitting those clients at least. You know, I would say half my database we're trying to hit at least once a year, you know, on an average.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, look, I see Kara raising your hand.
Yeah, I have a question. Michelle, whenever you go out and whenever you do this, I mean, you mentioned texting. Do you text them first to say, hey, I'm swinging by, or do you text them after and say, hey, open up your front door? How do you handle that?
So sometimes I will text ahead of time if I know that maybe I know they work from home or something, and I never want to disturb somebody while they're on a work call. So sometimes I'll text them ahead of time, but the majority of the times, Kara, I'll just stop by and knock and say, hey, you know, if they're home, it's like, hey, I don't want to, you know, I know you might be busy. I don't want to interrupt you. However, I just was thinking of you. I want to drop off this little gift. No one has ever said, oh my gosh, don't ever do that again. They're always like, oh my God, it's so good to see you. And if they're not home, I'll ring the bell, set it on the doorstep, take the picture, get in my car, text it, on my way to do the next one.
Okay.
So I usually don't call ahead of time and just take a chance. And if they're home, great. If not, just let them know I stopped by.
Okay. On the lottery tickets that you give away, like how do you package that so that you're not just handing them like a lottery ticket? What do you do?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we'll take the ticket itself and punch a little hole in the corner of it. Sean will take a piece of ribbon, put it through with my business cards. We punch the hole, and then that gets hung on the doorknob.
Okay.
So we make something so we can hang it on the doorknob. And
Gotcha.
everything else we usually put in maybe a cellophane bag with the ribbon, and that'll get hung on the doorknob, or depending on the size, just set it on the doorstep.
Okay. So the lottery ticket, you don't actually ring the doorbell, you just hang it on the door for them?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I'll ring the doorbell if they're home. I just hand it to them, with the business card attached. It's still cute and has little decorative things to it. But if they're not, we'll just hang it on the doorknob.
Gotcha. Okay, good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
are you guys doing this like every first day of the month, or is there like a specific day, or just trying to hit them at some point through the month?
Throughout the month, it just depends on the route we're on. I usually try to tie, like today, it's in my schedule to do 6 of them because I don't have a heavy schedule today. So on the days I don't have heavy schedules, that's when I try to hit at least 6 to 8 people on that day. So I try to get a bulk of them done in one day, but it just depends on my appointment schedule. But if there's not one specific day, I try to spread it out.
Okay, that was going to be my question. Like, do you do like all 30 in one day, or do you just bring it down? Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I do spread it out.
Okay.
Yeah. Jim?
This is maybe a silly question, Michelle, but do you ever get invited in? And do you ever get somebody that really likes to talk? And then how do you, I'm so polite, I have a hard time getting away from people when they want to talk,
Yes, I do. And I call that a plop-by because I just have to plop down. And yeah, it does, it takes a little bit longer, but absolutely that happens. So you just have to put it in your mind that just give them a little bit more time, and maybe you're not able to do as many that day then, but they're very appreciative. And at the end of the day, it was still good conversation.
Okay.
hey, Brooks, Morgan has done, she does a lot of pop-bys, so I'm going to have her say and share what she's done.
Yeah, absolutely. Please do.
Well, I definitely appreciate hearing from everyone else because I have not been in the business long enough to have like past clients, a lot of them. So I've been trying to hit like my sphere of influence and things like that. I've not been as consistent in doing it like once a month, but I definitely want to get there. So when I first got in the business, I did like popcorn. That's kind of the standard, easiest one to start with because I was brand new. But I get a lot of my ideas from Pinterest, and you can get tags on Etsy as well. So if you don't want to like make your own tag, or if you don't have time or aren't as creative, you can actually buy tags on Etsy and print them off yourself. So it's very inexpensive to do that for those of you that aren't as familiar with like Canva and things like that. I've also done one recently with like Cool Pops. I did one with the little candies that look like gold for St. Patrick's Day. One with like Cracker Jacks and like a bottle of Coke and like an American flag for 4th of July. So trying to do those. Swedish fish I've done. And most of the stuff I buy at the dollar store. You can also buy it at like BJ's or Costco or something and get it in bulk. It can be a little cheaper.
Right. Yeah,
Sure.
Those are great ideas. Brooks, can I mention one more thing we've done that was, you have to plan ahead a little bit, but at the beginning of the year, we will do custom fortune cookies. They don't cost a lot. We get them on Amazon. And so we order them in December for the next year. And you can customize the fortune that's inside. So we order them on Amazon. I think we ordered 40 maybe. No, more than that, because we packaged about 4 in a bag. So we ordered quite a few. And then the little tag inside the fortune cookie had our name and logo. Sean, is that what we put in there?
It had our name for sure. I don't think it had the logo on it.
Okay. But those were cute.
And then it had fortune on it also.
Right. Oh yeah, it said something about ringing in 2021 or something like that. We customized the tag, and they were not expensive. I think we bought 150, and it cost maybe 30, 35 bucks, something like that. So those
Wow.
were cute. And then we just assembled 4 in a bag, and we delivered those in the month of January.
We also did a really super cute one with ABC Brewing Company because they brew soda. I think we got root beer,
We did.
and we put little ties on them, like a man's tie, and it said soda. What did it say? Something about you're the world's best pop.
Yeah.
And we
For-
gave them
for
out at Father's Day. Yeah.
Sure. That's awesome. It's definitely cool that you guys incorporate the small local businesses in it. And some of these ideas that you're doing, and in my searches of Google and Pinterest and whatnot, I've seen people do a lot of ice cream ideas, like get the scoop on the real estate market, call me today sort of things. Do you guys go to any of these places, and are some of these people willing to contribute like a 10% off coupon or something like that you pass out with your ideas?
Yeah, yes, we have done that. Bayshore Farm Markets on Creekview Road, right behind the office.
Okay.
They have given us really good prices we've done the small pumpkins. We do those every October. We do 30 pumpkins. They give a good price, and they've also given us a coupon for, I want to say it was 20% off your spring flowers when you come in, or fall decoration, something like that. So Bayshore Farm Markets always works with us on something.
Awesome. Yeah, it definitely, and it sounds too like you guys plan these things out ahead of time. We're entering the time of the year, this fall, where things typically tend to slow down a little bit, and everyone works on their business plans for the following year. This is definitely a good thing that everybody should think about incorporating into their business in 2022. Start with some of the major holidays, and then in between there, you can obviously look on the different avenues for some creative ideas. Uncle Tim, is there anything you want to add?
Yeah, Kara, can you tell the group basically what you guys did this past Saturday in Greencastle, as far as that's kind of a sort of reverse prospecting where you set up a tent in the square at Greencastle?
Mm-hmm. Sure. We have the local community. Greencastle is like 6 miles south of where the bulk of my business comes from. It's really a community that I've never hit hard, but this year we joined the chamber. The group joined the chamber, and one of the opportunities that we had as far as a sponsorship, and there's many, and I'm sure every chamber has this stuff, is they call it the third Saturday. And it ran, I guess, from April we started this, and it runs through September. So the third Saturday of every month, we are there from 9 o'clock until 1 o'clock. And we set up, and we have a booth, and we have, my real estate signs hanging on the tent, and we always have a giveaway of some sort. And then we have enter to win, of course, and then we ask them, are they working with another agent? Those kinds of questions. Do they have any real estate needs? Are they looking to sell, buy, whatever? And I mean, typically we'll meet a lot of great people there, even the conversation and getting us out there. And then the group also, they'll divide and go down the street and talk to the other vendors. So it's a good way just to get yourself out there, get your name known, and get some conversation started.
And you guys were all dressed up in your shirts that have Remax and the Kara Schaefer group on it. And so it's another way of getting out there, having a little giveaway and talking to lots of people on a Saturday.
Right. We like to do that. We've also done, we sponsored the music down, it was a band down at another local festival. And we went down, and it's a tight-knit little community in Marion, Pennsylvania. And I mean, we actually as a group have a lot of fun doing this stuff. And so I think it's good. It's just, we get out, we talk to a lot of people and laugh and have a good time. And so I need to, I guess, see what we get from it. I mean, so far, but this is the first year that we've done, actually, this is the first year I've had a group, right? I mean, so this is the first year that we've done something like this as a group. And I know that we have gotten some really good leads. I don't know we don't have anything closed or anything that I'm aware of from it, but we do have some great leads and have gotten even a listing appointment from it.
As Donna Fleetwood told us, when you plant those seeds, it takes time for them to germinate.
Mm-hmm.
And the things that you're doing on the third Saturday of every month, it's April, at some point in time, these seeds that you've planted will germinate and the business will start coming in. It's not always an instantaneous thing. It's something that takes time, but
Right.
you're doing the right things.
I agree with you there, Tim. And ironically, I mean, the Greencastle area has been dominated by one or two other agents with a different brokerage. And what's interesting is, I mean, we are the ones that are there on the street. We do not see these other agents or the other brokerages there representing themselves or contributing to the community. And I think that the other business owners, because it's a small little town, they see that too. So I don't know what impact that will have, but right now it's kind of a feel-good thing.
Okay. Anybody else have anything they want to add? John, Lady, anybody?
Yeah, I gave out tire gauges. I found a place that they were less than $2 a piece. And then my current pop-by is a little LED flashlight, and just has my name and Remax on it. Nothing special, and people seem to appreciate that. And I've mentioned once before, I do the Brian Buffini monthly mailers, and we've been doing it for about 3 years now, and that has really, in the last 6 months, has really started to take hold. I've been getting referrals. I've been getting either buyers or listings. Met with a potential buyer that I sold his dad a house 8 years ago, and they reached out. And I think it was just a case of keeping our name in front of them, all those clients. I think we have a tendency to forget about our existing database, and we're always trying to get that new client, and we forget about the ones that have already done business with us, know us, like us, and continue to do business with us. And I'd like to add one thing. This past week, our title department, the whole crew upstairs, Seth, Craig, they just did we pulled one off this past week that I don't think anybody else could have done. And if you're not using our title department, you need to be, because they really did a fantastic job on one of mine this past week. And the other thing I've done, and the title department again has stepped up. I sold a farm up at Mansfield, and the agent on the other end said they called up the title company that they deal with and said that they couldn't get title for two months. They weren't going to be able to get an abstractor out, get the title done for 2 months. I said, would you use our title department, use our closer? He called back and said, yeah, if you can get it done. I called the group upstairs, and we already had the title commitment. And that was like 2 weeks after they got the go ahead. So I've used our title department even when they represent the other guy's client a couple of times now, and it's worked out really good.
Thank you, John. Yeah, the girls are working hard up there, and we have enabled systems in place to pretty much close anywhere in the state of Pennsylvania. So anybody that's refinancing or you have a deal in Pittsburgh or Mansfield or Potter County, Tioga County, McKean County, anywhere we can do the closing. I think, Kong, did we just do one for you in Allentown? You and Coach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Karen drove all the way down there and got it done in like 35 minutes.
Yep. Yeah.
We just met at the Remax office there, the list agent's office.
Good. All right, Dad, you got anything you want to add to the conversation?
Hang on, Papa, you're on mute. I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Okay. What I wanted to say was, believing in these systems is one thing, And if you believe in them and they succeed, you're right. If you don't believe in them, you're also right, but you're also not succeeding. It's all about the way you approach this business. So everything that you do within this business, i.e. Michelle, also you have to remember guys like Brian Buffini have built and made a fortune on the ideas that they use to be successful. Why not take hold of these ideas and use them for yourself? And you will see the success by just continuing to do this day after day after day. Have a great, great week in this business. And I'm looking forward to seeing those deals come in the bulletin. And the bulletin was great. Take care.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Brooks. And we'll see you next week on the call.
Yep. Thanks,
Sounds
Jesse.
good. See you, everyone.